Good evening. You're listening to the Garden City Community Chat Show with your hosts Carrie, Tom, and Mike. Sit back, relax, and enjoy the show.
Well, hello, Garden City. And all our surrounding neighbors. Shout out to Westland, Canton, Dearborn Heights, Livonia, Inkster, just to name a few. Welcome to episode number 674. Getting close to that 700, that magic 700, Mike.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, 674, the Garden City Community Chat Show. It is Thursday, September 5th, 2024. So happy you could be with us tonight. Hope you're all safe and doing well. I am your host, Carrie. Also joining me tonight, my co-host, Garden City's very own meteorologist, Dr. Tom Mywinski. How you doing, Tom?
Doing good. How are you guys tonight?
Good. Also, former city councilman Mike Jones. How you doing, Mike?
I'm doing pretty good, Carrie.
Good. Well, tonight we have one of our more popular guests on the show. We always have good conversation and interesting predictions, and we're always happy to have them back. And I'm talking about Derek, Steve, and Dan from DSD Sports Chat. They'll be here shortly, so stay tuned for that. And be sure to have any of your Detroit sports predictions ready as well. Meteorologist Dr. Tom's going to be up first, though, with the most current and accurate forecast for you. See what the week looks like for us, and if this beautiful weather is going to stick around. And then, Mike, you're going to close out the show with some community announcements, get everybody caught up on those so they can get their calendars. And while you have your calendars out, you might as well mark these upcoming shows down. We got quite a few. First next week. Oh, I got to swallow there. First next week, September 12th, we're going to be off. Mrs. Chat and myself will be taking off to celebrate my birthday on the 9th, so we will be off next week. We will return on September 19th with another double feature for you. Dennis Dykman, the carpet cleaner, and Erica Dishon from Erica's Custom Coasters is going to be here. Two small business owners that we always like to feature on our show. And then on September 26th, current Councilman Zachary Witt is going to be on. He is once again a candidate for City Council, so we'll get to know him a little bit more. On October 3rd, Karen Hughes, another candidate for City Council, will be here. And then on October 10th, Lori Wakonis is going to be here, a candidate for council. So we got quite a few council people coming on, candidates. And then to close it out, October 24th, State Representative Dylan Wigell is going to stop by. So got a lot of upcoming shows for you. Hope you can pencil them in on your calendar and be able to join us. I also want to mention real quick, if you're watching us live on Facebook or YouTube, go ahead and post your questions and comments in the comments section. You can find us live right now on Facebook at facebook.com/GCChat, and over on our YouTube channel, just search for the Garden City Community Chat Show. You can also email your questions to us at gccommunitychat@gmail.com, which is up on the screen, and we'll do our best to get those answered for you. Remember, we're here to promote not only our community, but yours as well. And speaking of community, if your community organization or business has any events or announcements that you'd like to get out, what should they do, Mike?
They should email us, Carrie.
Exactly. Email Mike and he will get that out to you at gcommunitychat@gmail.com. He'll get that all out for you. So, or you can message us on our Facebook page. Mike's going to be more than happy to pass that information along for you. Remember, you're always welcome to come on the show and promote your community, your business, or organization anytime. Just contact us. That's all you have to do. Real simple. We also encourage any local business to check out and join the Garden City Business Alliance. See what great things they can do for you. For more information, go to gardencitybusinessalliance.org. Okay, we're going to get Tom in here now with the latest check of the weather, and then we're going to spend some time chatting with our guests, Derek, Steve, and Dan from D&D Sports Chat. So stand by for Tom.
Okay, let's do a check on weather with Doppler Tom. Let's see what he has in store for the rest of this week and the weekend coming up. Tom, take it away.
All right. We've had some beautiful weather, my friend.
I'm telling you, it's gonna continue. I mean, we're gonna be dealing with some changes, but nothing too crazy out there. So we're just gonna see a little bit of rain as we go into tonight and into tomorrow morning. But other than that, we're gonna keep our very quiet weather pattern continuing. And at this point, we're still fairly mild out there at this time. We're still dealing with temperatures in the upper 70s. The sun has now set at this point. I know it's getting earlier and earlier now that we're starting to kind of get past the peak of our daylight here in Michigan. But overall, you can kind of see the general aspect of those temperatures will continue to stay fairly mild as we go throughout the evening and into the overnight hours. We're probably not going to get out of the upper 60s for overnight lows. And you also see now that we're going to start to get into the overnight hours and into tomorrow morning, we're going to start to see kind of rounds of showers and storms beginning to approach the region as we go into the next couple hours and into the overnight hours as we get our next cold front beginning to move in. And this cold front will definitely pack a punch when it comes to temperatures. Today we got up to an 84-degree high, and overall we're going to see some changes as we go into tomorrow. Like I said, as that cold front begins to move into the region, we're going to be seeing our temperatures remaining kind of mild into the mid to upper 60s as we go into the overnight hours and into tomorrow morning. We are going to see kind of some more rain moving through on and off throughout the morning hours. But then as we get past kind of midday, we're going to be seeing some drier conditions moving in. We're going to be seeing those temperatures remaining steady. They're not going to be rising through the afternoon. We're going to be seeing temperatures probably in the upper 60s for high temperatures tomorrow. So definitely a bit of a drop then from today, a good probably 10 to 20 degree drop in temperatures for highs. And overall, after that cold front moves through, that cooler air will just continue to filter in across the region as we go into the weekend. So overall, after kind of some morning rain tomorrow morning, again, cooling down behind that front and remaining cool in the 60s. And then getting into the low 50s, potentially the upper 40s as we go into Saturday morning. So definitely going to be on the chilly side as we go into the weekend for Saturday's morning time frame. And then as we go into a good chunk of Saturday, we're going to stay on the cool side. We're going to be in the low 60s for high temperatures throughout the day. Dry throughout the day. So maybe we can try some chili that day. I don't know if there's anything going on, but it's definitely going to be chilly weather out there when we kind of look at the overall weather on Saturday. Very cool conditions with just cooler breeze out there, even from that northwest flow as well. So other than that, we're going to remain cool again. Seeing those temperatures probably getting into the low to mid 40s for Sunday morning. So getting even chillier as we kind of go into the next couple mornings over the weekend. And as we kind of go into Sunday during the daytime hours, we rebound a little bit. We're probably going to get into the upper 60s to lower 70s for daytime highs on Sunday. And overall, dry conditions will continue as we go into the weekend. So not looking too shabby, just a little bit on the cooler side. So pack a little bit of the layers, if you will, but definitely going to be dry out there. Then as we start the new work week on the 9th, we're definitely going to be seeing kind of the overall cooler pattern continuing, still some lower 50s for Monday's morning commute out there, and then rebounding into kind of the upper 70s to lower 80s potentially as we go into Monday. So really going to be seeing kind of that filtering in as well. And you already kind of see the sunrise and sunsets on here. So starting to kind of see that around 7 a.m. for the sunrise and around just before 8 o'clock now for kind of the sunset. So overall, we're definitely going to be seeing kind of those changes continuing as we go into a new week. And then as we go into Tuesday, the 10th, the dry conditions will continuing. Probably still seeing some mid to upper 50s for overnight lows as we go into Tuesday morning. But overall, those temperatures will remain kind of on the mild side, upper 70s to lower 80s continuing on Tuesday, and those dry conditions will continue. Then as we go into Wednesday, that will continue as well, kind of a broken record, but some upper 50s again for Wednesday morning, and then some lower 80s during the afternoon hours as well, those dry conditions continuing. Then as we go into Thursday, that trend will continue as well, but a little bit warmer. We're probably going to see some lower 60s and then some low to mid 80s for afternoon highs on Thursday afternoon. So not looking too shabby there, but dry conditions will continue into Thursday as well. And then kind of rounding out the work week for next week, again, you can kind of see those low 60s continuing for overnight lows for those high morning temperatures. Friday morning, and then rebounding into the low 80s again as we go into Friday during a good chunk of the day. So again, not really looking too shabby in the weather department, just some fluctuations in some temperatures and a little bit of rain as we go into tonight into tomorrow morning. So overall, not looking too shabby on that front. Other than that, expanding outward and talking about some other weather across the board, we could definitely still see kind of that rain beginning to come into the western portions of the state. You definitely see, as this radar continues to kind of load up, you see kind of the broken line of this activity starting to kind of develop along kind of the Lake Michigan up toward kind of Lansing up into Grand Rapids, if you will, actually. So overall, this will continue to kind of sink eastward as we go into the overnight hours and into tomorrow morning. And then you see that front moving into kind of the region as well, kind of those lined features of those rain and storms moving through as well. So this will be kind of moving through again over the next 24 hours, and then those cooler temperatures and dry conditions will really move in for the extended. Other than that, it's been very active across the Gulf Coast states from Florida all the way over toward Texas with widespread rain and storms, quite a bit of flooding mixed in there as well. So that will actually continue as we go into the next couple of days. This is kind of all tropical moisture down here. No hurricanes or anything too worrisome out there. The hurricane season has been very quiet. There's been kind of a lot of factors not really favorable for hurricane development, but still moisture will be ringing out of these systems down there with a lot of rain. And overall, you kind of see just that front with just that broken convection moving through. There's been some stuff kind of moving through the Kansas City metro as well. So there's been some departing rain and storms out there as well. So other than that, not looking too shabby in the weather department here. You can just go to this website, DopplerTownsWeather.com, and it will keep you updated as we continue to kind of roll into a little bit of a change in our weather pattern as our front moves through with a little bit of rain and then cooling down, especially on Saturday with some low 60s for high temperatures, and then rebounding next week with those 80s making a return. So I know there's some summer lovers out there, dare I say Richard. There's definitely going to be some last gasp of some warmth as we go into kind of the early part of September. So kind of everybody is getting kind of the treat with some temperatures of some cooler temperatures and some warmer temperatures continuing across the board. So not looking too shabby in the weather department. And if you want to keep tuned to any of this local weather information, again, just go to this website, DopplerTownsWeather.com.
All right. What you got, Mike?
Two questions. Do I understand you that it's going to be dry but cool in Ann Arbor on Saturday for the Michigan-Texas game?
Big game.
Absolutely.
And is the rain still pouring down in Kansas City? Because there's
Yep, I just talked about that. Yes, the dates.
Yeah.
Because there was a lightning risk, there's rain and storms departing at this point. They're pretty much exited that area, but they've already delayed it, so about 20 minutes. So yeah, it's now going to be kind of an 8:40 start as opposed to an 8:20 start. So the rain and storms are moving out. So once that game gets started, they're going to be dry the rest of the game. So yes.
Thank you.
Cool. Well, some chilly weather for the chili cook-off this weekend, and
absolutely,
people want to get cider and donuts, so this is perfect weather for it. That's for sure.
I try to please everybody.
All right. Shout out to Michael Bingo. He's in there. How you doing, Mike? Good to see you. Annette McNeil is in there. Thank you for the birthday wish, Annette. I appreciate that. Also, Michael, thank you. Shannon Coffee, the notary babe, is in there. Hi, Shannon. Good to see you. Mrs. Chat's in there. Hello, dear. Let's see who else we got in there. We got a few in there that I cannot see who it is, but maybe we'll get to them later. We'll see what's happening. Okay. Have a good night, my friend.
Sounds good, guys. You have a good one.
Don't work too hard. Night. All right. All right, let's introduce our guests for tonight. They have become somewhat of a regular and popular guest on the show. Please welcome back Derek, Steve, and Dan from DSD Sports Chat. Let me bring them up. There's Dan, there's Derek, and there's Steve. Hey, how you going, guys?
What's up, guys?
What's going on?
Hey.
Everything good, good, good?
Yeah, the weather's changing.
Yeah, I
Getting
love
nice and cool. You smell the football in the air. It's getting great.
Oh, yeah.
Mm.
So,
Football and donuts.
Yeah.
yeah. Why
In the
don't
next couple of days, for sure, we're going to be having some cider and donuts with that weather. I love it. Ready for the cool down.
Yeah, perfect. So why the name change? What do we got here? You want to explain that? I'm so used to saying D&D Sports Chat, but we
I
have
think it was more so just because we've incorporated Steve into more and more of these shows. It was D&D. Danny and I did it for just
Steve equal billing.
Yeah, it was just Danny and I, really the two of us, and then getting Steve into the mix. So I think that was probably it was time to rebrand and incorporate Steve into the logo, into the show, and he's one of the stars now. There you see it right there.
Yeah, I'm in the star.
Yeah,
he is in the star.
I don't know how that happened. Maybe I paid Derek extra.
There we go.
We're not talking about it.
Yeah, it remains to be unsaid.
Yeah.
All right. First, before we get into all the teams, I got a question right off the bat from Michael Bingo. He wants to know your thoughts on starting a man on second base going into extra innings.
Oh gosh. Oh gosh. Oh man.
I haven't been a fan since that happened. I'll let you take this one, Danny.
I'll take this because I actually just had this conversation with Joe Bartley, the tax man. That's actually my dad, in case you guys were living under a rock. And both him and I had a nice discussion about this past weekend. I can't stand it. I think it kind of impacts the game a little too much. I don't like the whole advantage in the extra innings. I get what Major League Baseball wants to do and speed up time and make games a little bit more faster. But for the average fan, the casual fan that's tuning in, they might enjoy that. But the diehard fans, such as myself and Steve and Derek and yourself, Carrie, and Mike, I don't think we really appreciate that much. I'm not going to speak for you guys, but I just don't like that. I just want to see a full game played out.
And the Tigers kind of get burned with it. You know what I mean? So it's like you start a guy in second against the Tigers, no outs. With our bullpen, it's kind of shaky. It's been good of late. I'm not going to complain, but
5-0 lead last night.
Yeah. There you go. Well, there you go. The little runner on second burned us last night. So I mean, it's tough, because like Danny said, it speeds up the game. Casual fan will jump in and be like, "Hell yeah, here we go, extras starting on second." We'll see some action, but for like the purist, like me, Danny, and Derek, and maybe Mike, we all like. Normal game. Let's play it how it's supposed to be played, right?
Right.
Exactly. Yeah, I agree.
I get tired of the 15-inning games.
Fair enough.
I think that rule was more incorporated because of the fact that you have a younger crowd, younger audience watching games. They're on their phones a lot. The attention span of the average baseball fan is just not what it used to be. And I think this is MLB's way of trying to speed up the game, try to make it end quicker. I mean, I saw a game one night that ended literally in an hour and 45 minutes. I mean, the days of seeing 2 and 2.5 hour games are long gone in baseball, unless you have yourself, an offensive onslaught, which you don't see very often. I mean, this is more of a pitcher's game. You see a lot of shutouts this year, a lot of pitchers duels. But yeah, I've never been a fan of that.
Remember the Yankees Red Sox games that they used to put on ESPN Sunday Night Baseball? They'd start at 7, they'd end at 12:30 at night on a Sunday. And I remember having to get up for high school, and my parents like, "What are you doing? Get to bed!"
Yeah,
and
they started later.
It
was like 8:20. By the time everything got going, and then by the time it ended, it was 11:30. But yeah, everything's gotten more like the early starts. Everything's gotten more, for the kids and for the younger fans to get them more encouraged for families. I get it, but I don't know. There's two sides to everything.
Right.
Well, for the record, Michael Bingo hates it too. So
yeah. Hey, some people want to get home.
Yeah, we're on agreement there. That's good.
Yeah.
I want my money's worth though. Great question, Michael. I appreciate that.
Yeah, that was a good question.
So here we are. This is the cutoff as of today. Mariners won today. Boston doesn't play, but then they're going to open a series with Chicago. So you know how that's going to go.
Oh, yeah. Chicago's yet to win a game. I think they've dropped, 13 in a row?
Oh,
they just won.
They've won one game since, the All-Star break.
Yeah. They're heading for a new record.
Oh, there's going to be a new record. There's no doubt about it. They're on pace for 125 losses as of now. So,
yeah.
They're a bad team.
They are
last night.
Fortunately, we play them 3 more times.
Last night.
So we don't have that many games left. What's your prediction? We're going to make wild card? Don't look like it, does it? We got to have some help from somebody else.
It's not looking too promising. I mean, honestly, when we had that run where we won 15 of, I think it was like 15 of 18 or 15 of 19, we were playing, we were beating the teams that we should have beaten. I mean, obviously you swept the White Sox, had a great series there. Coming into San Diego, the Padres are a very, very tough team, amongst one of the best offenses in the league. To hold them to only 3 runs a couple nights ago was really something. And you haven't seen Skubal in this series yet. So, I mean, and you're not going to. I know that they're being very cautious with Skubal with his injuries, which I'm not a big fan of. He's in a Cy Young race, Triple Crown race. I think you play him every 5 games, 5 days, not 7 days, what they're doing right now. So, and as you've done this, Chris Sale has now overtaken him in ERA. I know it's NL and AL, but Skubal needs to be playing. And I think you can limit his innings if you want, whether it be 5 or 6, but to limit his starting days, I'm not a fan of that. You're still mathematically in the playoff chase. I don't think they're going to do it. I think overcoming 5.5 games and in 24, 25 games left is it's a stretch. But I mean, they've been playing some meaningful baseball, and it's good to see. It's good to see for next year they can take that next stride and hopefully give Scott Harris an idea of who you have to target and go after next year when you hopefully spend some money.
Yeah, how about these youngsters that are doing such a great job? I mean, geez, Pete.
Yeah,
they brought up some good talent.
Very good.
Yeah,
I do like
we wouldn't be anywhere near.
Oh yeah,
I do like the guys coming up and making a big impact. Colt Keith's been a pleasant surprise, and the guy you got for Flaherty from the Dodgers, Trey Sweeney, I think is probably going to be your starting shortstop next year with Javi Baez, whatever happens with him. Yeah. But it is encouraging to see the Tigers where they are right now. After the first half of the season, you were kind of counting them out to not even having a shot. And now it's kind of fun to watch because you do see the upside where I was really down on the Tigers. I really was at the beginning of the season. I think it was a lot of injuries. It was, I mean, you traded away your second best pitcher, which kind of hurts you, but you also might have got your potential starting shortstop of the future. So that's like a give or take situation. But I think that this gives you a sign, like Derek said, where Harris has to go out and spend money next year. You're seeing where the weaknesses are, and you just have to build upon that and put together your core nucleus together with some missing pieces.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, it was a big letdown this year. We were really expecting a lot out of them, I think.
I think a lot of people were. Playoffs were a big part of the season, and I think that was really what let people down. Is we had a promising start the first month of the season, and then guys just tailed off. Pitching stayed hot, the starting rotation, while we still had Flaherty healthy, while we still had Reese Olson healthy. Mize was doing okay. The bullpen was top 5 bullpen. I think they're still like top 7, top 8. But yeah, it's great to see the young guys producing, and like I said, it gives you hope for next season. You're going to have probably 3, maybe 4 guys on this current roster that are going to be part of your core nucleus in the future. Colt Keith definitely, I think, is going to be there. Kerry Carpenter is probably going to be a question mark. I think he needs to have a full healthy season to see if he's going to be a part of that. I'm not sold on Torkelson. I think Torkelson has still got some retooling to do. It's great to see what he's doing now since he got brought back up. But is it sustainable? I don't know. And then, of course, Riley Green in the mix as well. I mean, he's kind of been wishy-washy as far as his offensive production's been, but his defense is still lights above the rest as far as his defensive capabilities.
Yeah, Bob says young guys are exciting to watch.
Yeah.
Exactly. Michael Bingo, he says the key is the young, not signing big name players.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Well,
I
You still
agree.
gotta pay
I agree with
Baez
all
for
this.
3 more years.
You have this cap space.
yeah, exactly.
That's fine.
Well, there's the.
But to begin the season. To begin the season, you had, like the young guys that weren't on the squad, yet until, later in the season. So that's when they became more exciting to watch. Like Danny was saying, at the beginning of the season, we kind of run into those injuries and, the team wasn't hitting. Torkelson comes out cold. Those are problems as you want to be a competitive team, and make the playoffs. You want to be more consistent. And like Torkelson, or like Derek said, is Torkelson going to be that guy, is he going to be consistent? It's still a big question mark going forward. And it's something the organization really needs to think hard on, because this offseason is going to be key in what moves you're going to make and what guys are going to stay.
Right.
And it was good to get Carpenter back. I mean, let's face it, he had a hot bat boy when he come back.
Yeah.
But he's got to stay healthy, like you said.
He's a guy
no, I'm telling you, he's a slugger.
Yeah.
He's a guy that can keep you in games.
Exactly.
He would have got to 30 home runs if he wouldn't have gone down with that injury. He was definitely on pace for 30 home runs. He was on a tear. He's definitely our most consistent bat. For a moment there, I mean, you saw guys like Matt Vierling that were hitting, crushing the ball and actually having consistent games. But just the consistency has been the biggest struggle for this team, this young core, for the last 2 or 3 years now. And it's just, we start off either hot, and then the summer months we go down sluggish, and it's just, we got to find that consistency that will sustain for an entire season, 162 games, because who knows? I mean, had Torque been, at least a slight portion of what you saw last year at the end of the season, say he hit 20 home runs and maybe bat 230, you're talking maybe an extra 5 to 6 wins that would put you in a solid playoff spot right now. And unfortunately, it didn't happen.
Yeah, the teams we should have beat, we didn't. That hurt.
Yeah, and we would have not traded the guys we traded. Obviously, we would have been in a different position if Torkelson was off to a hot start.
Right.
But
Mike, what do you think? Any comment?
Who are you talking to?
Mike, you.
I would agree that the trading Flaherty and Lorenzo in the last 2 years has really hurt the starting rotation.
Yeah.
They need more consistency in the starting rotation. This 20 games or plus of using this bullpen starter and a long reliever just doesn't cut it for them.
And Danny has made this note before too, is that when you do this, good teams don't do bullpen rotations. They don't have bullpen days as often as the Tigers have. Right. So
I've said it many times in our chat with us guys. It drives me nuts to watch the Tigers keep rolling out bullpen days. Mm-hmm. If you look at any team that's competitive right now in baseball, they have 5-man rotations. They're not throwing out these bullpen days where you might get Tyler Holton or Bo Brisky throwing 1 inning, 2 innings, and then you go to Kenta Maeda to do 5 innings. It drives me nuts.
Yeah,
it does.
Well, Maeda has been better in relief.
He has.
Starter.
He has. Absolutely true.
Yeah,
absolutely.
I agree. Yeah, for sure. All right, well, let's move on to some real good team.
Oh, wait. Are we going to make our predictions still for the Tigers?
Yeah, go ahead.
Go ahead, Danny.
Derek,
Mike.
Derek,
I think they're going to win more than they lose.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I'd say 82, 83, 84 at tops.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that sounds fair.
I think I had them winning 83 or 84 games. So, I mean, I guess I can ride my prediction from the preseason. I think that they're at 500 right now. They're at 70 and 70. They're playing slightly above 500 baseball until you run into teams like San Diego. But yeah, I'm going to say right around 83, 84 wins. I think they're going to miss out on the wild card probably by a handful. I think you're going to be playing some meaningful baseball up until you face the White Sox to end the season. So I think that's going to be a big deal there. But I'm going to go 84 wins. I think you're going to miss the wild card by about 4, maybe 3 or 4 games.
Michael Bingo agrees. He's sticking with 8.
Well, how about this? What's the magic number? How many games do the Tigers need to win to get the wild card spot? What do you guys think?
Oh gosh,
that's
more than they're likely to get. Probably 85.
You're gonna have to catapult.
So we need about 15 more wins then.
Ooh.
Yeah, it's going to be tough.
Yeah, you're going to have to really hope that Minnesota or Kansas City really tanks, and I don't see it happening for either one of them. And the Yankees obviously are way too much firepower. This is just not the year. I would say Kansas City might make things a little interesting. They might have a few games that they could drop.
Yeah, I agree.
And the Tigers can take advantage of that. I think the Tigers do have a favorable schedule, especially with the last 6 games that they should probably win 6 straight games to end out the season.
Yeah.
But you just need way too much help. You need way too much because you kind of shot yourself in the foot a little bit in the beginning of the season and put yourself out of it probably in the first month.
The Central is such a dogfight too. I mean, you have the Twins, you have the Twins, Royals, and Tribe right now, and I mean they're in a 3-way dogfight. They're all within 2 or 3 games of the division. So to be able to leapfrog Minnesota and or Kansas City, I'm not too worried about Seattle. I don't think they're going to be sustainable, but I think that Kansas City and Minnesota is going to be the true teams that you got to leapfrog, and to do that in 25 games, that's going to be really, really tough. I just don't see it happening realistically.
Yeah, look at our schedule for September. I mean, we got Oakland, we got Colorado, and then Baltimore. You know that's going to be really
You got 2 series you got to win straight off the bat.
Yeah, it's going to be tough.
Mm-hmm.
Captain Ray from Garden City Fire Department has just joined us. How you doing, Steve? Good to see you.
Okay, let's move on. Lions.
Mike's he's heard enough.
Yeah, enough of that. All right. What do you think? NFC North champions.
This is Steve's baby. I'll let him start off with this.
How about the captains? They get it right? Ed and Hutch?
I'd say so.
Oh, yeah. Those 6 guys are their best players on the team right there in all their positions.
Right. Go ahead, Steve. Oh, where is Steve? We dropped him.
Oh, I was wondering.
I think he had some technical difficulties.
Technical difficulties by the eye.
Well, I can kick things off. That's fine.
Wow, man.
Go ahead, Danny.
So it's going to be a fun opener. Let's just say it's going to be rocking prime time, ESPN. Everybody's going to be at their local watering holes or at home, whatever floats your boat.
Yeah.
I am going to be that guy and say that I feel like Matthew Stafford has sat at home, licked his wounds, laid in his fancy Tempur-Pedic bed next to his gorgeous wife, if you want to say that, and made more $1 million sitting in that Tempur-Pedic bed than we'll ever dream of.
Gotten lazy.
And he's been thinking about losing last year. You don't think that this man is going to come out and have the best game of his life on Sunday? Sorry, Rams shock the Lions and win. I hate to say it. I hate to be that guy. Stafford's going to have a career game.
Wow.
Goff's going to have a great game, but Matthew Stafford, just think about it. He's been sitting in that Tempur-Pedic bed all winter, all this time, licking those wounds. Can't wait. He had this game marked in his calendar, and he's going to – I'm sorry, guys. Lions going 0-1 to start the year. Everybody's drinking that Kool-Aid, and you can keep drinking that Kool-Aid. They're going to be a good team. They really are. I have really good faith in the Lions this year.
You got money on it.
I do.
Where's the money?
I put that bet at the casino on Father's Day.
Wow.
But you're starting off the year 0-1. Sorry.
And honestly, that won't be the worst thing that happens. I mean, I have them winning this game. I'm going to go with Lions 23-17. I think it's going to be back and forth seesaw battle, but I think that every team is going to have struggles in week 1. I mean, I think tonight's game is going to be no question for the Ravens or the Chiefs. We know in historically the Chiefs have always started off the season very sluggish. I think it won't kill the Lions if they lose this game. I mean, I have them slated going 11-6, so this is going to be, one of the losses that, it could potentially happen. I mean, it's not a big deal, but the Rams are going to be a good team this year. I think the Rams are going to be a good team. I think the Lions are going to win this game. I think Stafford's going to play. He's definitely going to play his ass off, but I think that it's going to be one of those games where offense it's going to come down to one of those legit big plays from Stafford to Amon-Ra or to Laporta, and we might have to rely on Jake Bates to make a game-winning field goal too. I mean, it could have a lot of drama.
Green Bay's going to be good too.
Well, I know you're all
the North is not any gimme.
That Kelly Stafford won't be there.
That's good news. Get the distractions out of here.
You guys, who else?
I'm extremely.
You guys know who else isn't going to be there?
Clayton Kershaw.
Who?
Aaron Donald. You
Oh.
guys forget they don't have Aaron Donald anymore. That defense isn't what it used to be.
No,
and
it's not.
They weren't good last year. The Lions they're not going to roll by any means. I'm not going to say that. I think it's going to be one of those shootouts again.
Week one jitters.
And obviously you got your young corner, so they're going to be tested. You got Puka and you got Cup. So you got two elite wide receivers that you got rookie cornerbacks against. So they're going to score some points. It's just a matter of how many points are the Lions going to score, and I think they're going to score quite a bit.
If Puka has a game like last year, we're in trouble.
Right.
Oh my
right.
God.
I think we honestly, in my opinion, I think we have improved.
Yeah.
We've improved the secondary, I think, tremendously. We've definitely made some strides. The Lions had a top 20 rated defense last year, and this was all across the board. If they can get that up to top 12, top 15, I think that's good enough to get you to the Super Bowl. But I mean, you've added DJ Reader, you've got guys like Carlton Davis, Brian Branch. They've moved a strong safety, which was a great move. Tyrion Arnold, Amik Robertson. These are guys that are going to be a real solid depth on your secondary. And Aiden Hutchinson, Lee McNeil, defensive end, defensive tackles. Those are. I still am sad that Aiden didn't get the help in the offseason. I really thought he was going to get some more help on his ed side. But I mean, you have arguably the best offensive line in the NFL. Your receiving core is a little bit, you got questions about that, obviously, with Khalif Raymond taking over that third spot. But I think you're going to see a much bigger impact from J-Mo this year. Amon-Ra is going to be probably top 3 in the league in yards, receiving yards. So you're going to be across the board better than you were last year. And I mean, nobody expected
the receivers we signed too,
Yep.
Tim Patrick.
Yeah.
And another one. Who's the other guy they signed?
Isaiah.
Allen Robinson.
Yeah.
Robinson.
Both those guys are like legit wide receivers. They just got, on bad teams and they're on a downturn in their career. But being that golf, they could really find a connection there at practice. And you never know. They could jump into that role there. And J-Mo, of course, is going to step up to be a lot better this year as well.
Here's my biggest question for Steve. I want to know Steve's opinion on this. Is with the addition of Jake Bates, now that we have a quote-unquote legitimate field goal kicker, how many games are going to be decided, whether it be winning or losing, by Jake Bates or by Dan Campbell not going for it on 4th and 3?
There's a lot of games that do come down to a field goal. So I'm going to say over under 5, and I'll say the over. Honestly, I think he's going to have a lot of games where it's going to come down to, are we going to win the game or go for it on 4th and 2 or 4th and 1, and we're going to rely on Bates to kick a 47 or 53-yard field goal. And we're going to win most of those games. I think he looks pretty confident. He looks pretty good. He's on my fantasy team. So
good. And that's a bonus to have him in the dome, to have him being played at 4th field.
Right. Exactly, Derek. We kind of talked about that the other day. So,
all right. Captain Steve Ray
Definitely
says Klopp's going to put on a display to show he's a new hope for the Lions. Beat Stafford by 10.
That's fair.
Okay.
I can honestly see that. Yeah.
Lions are covered. Lions are favored. What is it, Steve? 6.5?
No. I think it's earlier. Like 3.5.
It's only 3.
Oh, did it go up?
Lower than I thought.
I don't know.
It went up to 5.
You'll cover.
Bob says home team.
Oh, like Bob says. Yeah.
Yeah, home team advantage is huge. That I would put the Lions fan base up against any team in the league at home.
Yeah.
No question.
Okay, we got Derek.
20.
What is it? 27.
23-17 Lions.
17. Okay. Steve?
Yeah, I'm going to go I think 24-17.
Okay.
It'll be close, but we'll win.
Dan?
28-24 Rams.
Wow. That many points allowed by the defense. That's crazy.
That would
hurt.
I was going to
Sorry.
28.
Realistic expectations.
That would put a dagger in a lot of people's hearts. I mean, like I said, not the end of the world if you lose that game, especially if you lose it on like a heartbreaker field goal or a turnover.
But then again, it's the home opener. There's so much invested in this. I just don't see that happening, Danny. I hope you're wrong.
I hope I'm wrong too. I really do.
Yeah.
But I'm just
I don't see it. I really don't.
Matthew Stafford and the whole Rams team just been sitting there licking those wounds.
That's true too, though. I agree with you. I agree.
Listen,
the redemption tour is on for the Rams.
The Lions feed off that crowd.
Yeah.
Yep. Exactly.
Yeah.
Right.
Give me the Lions spread and take the under.
I'm going 28-21 Lions.
Well, what'd you say, Kerry?
28-21 Lions.
Okay.
Okay, I like that. Yeah.
27-21 Lions.
Okay.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
I like those.
I think the under over right now, Steve, is what, 40, 48 and a half?
Probably something like that.
Let's hope so anyway.
Yeah.
Final predictions, though. We got to do our final predictions. Don't move to the Red Wings. We need our final predictions and Super Bowl picks.
Yeah. Are they going to go to the Super Bowl, Steve?
Yeah. God, I would love it. I would love it. It would be a dream. I have faith in them. You know, I would love to see it. I can see the Lions versus the Bengals or the Texans in the Super Bowl. And they're going to go. Yeah, I'm with Derek. 11 wins, I think, is pretty reasonable. What do you guys think?
Danny?
Go ahead, Dan.
Goodness. It's tough to say. I have a really hard time giving records for any sports. I hate stating records and going off of winning and losing. I feel like you're going to take a little bit of a step back this year. I don't think it's going to be a big one. I just feel like expectations are really high. Everybody's got you to win the Super Bowl. So pretty much if you don't, it's a failure of a season. And I feel like that's the new MO around here in Detroit, even now too. It's okay, we just want to make the playoffs. It's we want to win the Super Bowl or bust. I mean, you got furniture companies saying they're going to give away free furniture if the Lions win the Super Bowl. I mean,
go ahead and buy it now.
Yeah.
So I mean, I'm right around the same as Derek is, but probably unfortunately, just maybe another loss or two. I feel like this might be that loss against the Rams that I think a lot of people are not expecting, but I feel like the wise man in me would say, yes, they're going to lose, but the heart and soul of, wanting to win, obviously you want to win.
Oh,
but
sure.
if I was putting money on this, if I was putting, my mortgage payment on this, I would take the Rams. Sorry.
Wow. That's bold. Bold ass.
All right, Michael Bingo says no Super Bowl. Too hard to get back to where they were last year.
No, I think they'll make it.
I think that's what I'm going to kind of go with. I'm going to go with Super Bowl, but lose. And the team that they're going to lose to, by a lot of people's surprise, it's not going to be the Chiefs. I think it's going to be against the comeback team of the year, the Cincinnati Bengals. That's who I'm picking. I think Lions lose to the Bengals.
Derek agree.
So, I mean, it will be a heartbreak. It'll be absolute crushing to make it to the Super Bowl after coming so close. You were literally 2 quarters away last year. You should have won that NFC Championship game. Who knows what you would have done against the Chiefs? But you're going to make it this year to the Super Bowl. You're going to go 11-6, and you're going to come up short against the Bengals. It's going to be a dagger.
I'll tell you another much improved team, and you better watch out, is for the Bears
and the Packers. The NFC North will be the toughest division in probably the whole NFL.
Yes, I agree.
I think you're going to see a big leap from the Packers. I think the Bears are going to win between 9 and 10. I think the Packers are going to be on your heels all year long. Those are going to be 2 big games this year. Jordan Love I don't see him regressing. I think he's only going to get better. They got rid of their old defensive coordinator. They got a stacked defense this year. Their offense is solid. The Packers are going to be a force to be reckoned with, so don't sleep on them.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah. So, Mike, you said they'll go to the Super Bowl?
I agree with Derek. They'll go to the Super Bowl and they'll lose.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I'm going to say they're going to go to the Super Bowl and they're going to win the damn Super Bowl.
Wow.
Yeah.
Make it happen.
You've been drinking too much Kool-Aid.
If they stay
Where's the Kool-Aid?
The healthy. That's the key word is health.
Yeah.
They have to stay healthy. Last year, you don't want that to be a pipe dream because they were healthy majority of that season. If you lose any key components, you're going to have a big time trouble right there trying to make it to the playoffs.
I'm hoping Laporte is going to have a fantastic year as well. I love that guy.
J-Mo is going to be the guy that has to take that next leap. He's a great key blocker. He was a great blocker last year, but being slotted into that second wide receiver role, you need to get him a lot more repetitions this year.
Right. You know who reminds me of Laporta? Loveland.
Yeah, Colson Loveland.
Oh,
yes.
boy.
Yes. Love that.
That was a nail biter. That was a big time nail biter.
All right, well, that's skipping forward to Wolverines. Let's go to Red Wings. You guys
Throw
ready?
the Wings. Yep.
Let's do the Wings. What do you think? This is the preseason schedule right here.
Yeah, we're coming up.
I'm stoked. I'm stoked. 35 days until puck drop. I am stoked.
Do it, Dan.
I'm ready.
Kick it off. Let's hear what you're thinking.
I mean, I don't take much stock in preseason anything, but this year for the Wings, I am really looking forward to seeing what they do with some of the younger talent that the Wings have and who is going to make the final roster spots. I think with the additions that you made in the offseason, you pretty much solidify there's maybe 1-2 spots that are available on this team realistically that are up for grabs. That's going to be a really tough battle who makes the team.
Yeah.
I think the biggest concern of mine right now is that you have not re-signed Sider or Raymond yet.
Right.
They are RFAs. The reason why I'm not panicking yet is they're right now in Germany practicing at, I don't know if it's Mo Sider's family's arena or something, but they're together and they're practicing.
Yeah.
I think that they're in Germany, so obviously they're not in Detroit to sign any documents with Stevie Y right now. So I'm not panicking yet.
Right.
But it is kind of discouraging news when you hear about Raymond is nowhere near an agreement with Eisman's numbers. So that's a little bit concerning for me. But besides the contract news, I think this is like a big year for the Wings. I think this is the year that you take that big leap. You have a lot of up-and-coming talent. You have a good goaltending situation now where you can really flow off each other.
Yeah.
I think goaltending is going to be a lot stronger. And if Hossa is the guy that is down in Grand Rapids, you let him stay in Grand Rapids. You can't trust a guy that's been injured for the past 2 years. I would not have him even as my third string goalie right now.
No.
I'm excited though. I really am looking forward to this year. Well, I think it is a playoff year.
I hope you're not let down. For sure.
Me too.
So do they make the playoffs?
Yes.
I'm going to say yes. It's going to take 90-plus points. I think the division keeps getting better and better.
That's right.
I think, Toronto's going to be a better team, even though they're not going to do anything in the playoffs like every other year.
Yep.
Tampa Bay is going to be significantly better. They're going to have full goaltending that's healthy this year with Vasilevsky. I think the biggest thing for the Wings is health. Staying healthy, making sure Dylan Larkin's healthy, Alex DeBrincat's healthy. Mo Sider has been a force. He's played every game since he's came into the NHL. So he's reliable. There's a lot of guys. And, like you said, Mike, Kane. I mean, bringing back Kane for another year I think is huge. I think he solidifies – he really does solidify the second line position for the Wings.
That was a good move. All right, Derek, your prediction. They make the playoffs?
Yeah, I think no question about it. I think, health's going to be a key component there and consistency, just like the Tigers. I think we saw it last year with Dylan Larkin going down with some undisclosed injuries and also some personal problems. We saw Alex DeBrincat go cold after starting off so promising. Same with Patrick Kane when he got brought in, second half of the season. And then goaltending. Goaltending is going to be a big question mark. I don't think you've really gotten better or gotten worse. I think with signing Cam Talbot in that role is going to add some depth. It's going to add that veteran prowess to this team to kind of play behind Alex Lyon. I don't think Ville Husso is going to probably be your number 2. I think maybe they might fight for that spot. I don't know, but you're paying them a lot of money to be a number 3. I think they're going to be. They finished 91 points last year. They missed the playoffs on a tiebreaker essentially. I think you're going to need probably between 93 and 95 points to make the playoffs, and I think that's more than enough wiggle room for them to do that. I think they're going to have a bold prediction of mine. I think you have the potential to be a top 5 offense in the league. I think that with the added depth in this lineup, you've added Tarasenko, a full season of Patrick Kane, when healthy, Dylan Larkin, Alex DeBrincat, Lucas Raymond, JT Compher, and guys like Michael Rasmussen and Joe Veleno that were showing real big strides last year. I'm really interested to see what they do with a full season under their belt and a lot more of that development. And I think our defense, you didn't really. That's the one thing I kind of worry about is our defense. Aside from Mo Sider, you're still going to have Jeff Petrie lining up on that second line. Ole Mata, Eric Gustafsson, that was a solid signing. I think that was more of a depth sign to replace Gostisbehere. I think he might do better for at least the power play. And then Ben Sherrod as well. So I think overall you're going to have a solid team. I think you're pretty stacked on offense, but defense and goaltending I'm going to be worried about. But I think you make the playoffs.
I agree. I'm not quite sold on the goaltending yet, but we shall see. And I asked you guys this last time you were on, and I'm going to ask you again.
Yeah.
If you do not make the playoffs, is that it for Stevie Y?
No.
I don't think so. I think that's pretty extreme. I mean, he definitely will be on the hot seat, but I don't think you fire him.
On the hot seat.
Really? We haven't made the playoffs.
Who's on the hot seat? It's the head coach, and that's my biggest worry for the team. Is coaching.
Derek Lalonde.
Can Derek Lalonde can he motivate these guys? Can they get consistent play? Well, that's what I mean. I'm not really too concerned. Like the guys are saying, Derek and Dan, we have all the talent in the world on the team. You have the pieces. You start to see it all gel together now. You're seeing it mesh with the lines working, and you're seeing consistency on offense and scoring. So really, it's like, can we put together that consistency on a full season? And is Derek, is he going to be able to coach us through a whole season and motivate this team through the highs and lows when we have an injury, when a Larkin goes down, and we need some like a good coach speak to, really. Oh, Mike really thinks he's a very good coach. I really haven't seen him
when he was with Tampa Bay, when he had a ready-made team. I mean, when he was assistant with Tampa Bay, I think he was good there. But as a head coach, when you have this much talent, I mean, that's the thing, is like, he will be the scapegoat after this year. You're going to see him as the scapegoat before Steve Yzerman, because Yzerman has actually made the moves to put you in this position. I don't think you're going to use Yzerman as the scapegoat to be fired. I think it'll be Derek Malone way before Yzerman.
Okay.
Yeah.
They should make the playoffs.
Yeah. I want to touch on Derek Malone for a second. I think that his track record, if you look at his before he came to the NHL, is I think why Yzerman specifically targeted him for the head coaching job. He does work well with youth. He does work well with younger, talented players. He does develop well. He did win a championship with Toledo. He did have some good years with the Toledo Walleye organization. There is a lot of good upside that you hope for him, but with the team you have now that's assembled on paper that Steve Yzerman has basically handed you, it's hard to make excuses if you go out there and you lay an egg and you start off the season poorly. And there is always the room for improvement, and everybody can say that he can do this better, he can do that better, he can play the lines differently or whatnot. Wow. It's just a matter of getting everybody to believe into what you're preaching. If you're getting stale in the locker room and what you're saying is not motivating your players, then it is time for a change.
You got some leaders in the locker room now, so they need to speak up.
You
need
do.
to speak up. But
you have veterans now. You have veterans on this team now, like Larkin. I mean, Larkin is to me a cagey veteran. I mean, he's been in the league now for what, 7 years, 6 or 7 seasons. I think it is time for him to make that giant leap. I think you could see him potentially develop into a 40-goal scorer. If injuries and the time off last year, if he didn't have that, he probably would have been on pace for 40 goals. Same with Lucas Raymond. We saw him like completely come alive in the final 10, 15 game stretch of the season to get over 30 goals. So I think you're going to see big leaps from these guys this year. And I think the consistency has to stay. You have to be foot on the gas all the way through the 82 game season, or you're going to slip into, obscurity again. And that's what this fan base does not need.
Going to be interesting.
I think one more thing to touch on a big player. I think a lot of people were disappointed with Alex DeBrincat's production with the goal category last year. I think coming over to Detroit, I think last year he was just so overpressured and put so much on him coming to Detroit, his hometown team, to finally play. And I know how excited he was.
He'll produce
here in the interviews. I think this year he is going to return to 30, 35 goals. I really think he's going to turn it up this year and be a catalyst for the Wings offense and probably lead the team in goals. That's what I would say.
Well, Danny, exactly. Well, and like I said, the team's gelling more. So he's going to find more consistency on that line. It was new. Everything was new. It was fresh. And like you said, it was the hometown pressure, right. And so you're going to see.
He's switching here.
Steve froze up.
Nope, we got the eye froze up.
Yeah, I froze.
Oh, there you go.
There you go.
95 points.
Well, Michael Bingo says Uncle Fester is the man.
Feister.
Hey, Danny. Hey, I have a question for the Wings boys.
Yeah.
So with Raymond, with his contract coming up, and you're kind of like a guy with like Scooble, like what do? Do you try to trade Raymond for a bunch of pieces, or it's a must resign?
I think resign.
It's tough, right?
I say
so. I think if you I know you don't pay as much attention to hockey as I do, Steve, but the Oilers just re-signed Leon Draisaitl, and they're giving him about $13 million. And Connor McDavid's contract's up too. Connor McDavid, the best player in hockey, in my opinion, his contract is up next year. So think about how much they're going to give Connor McDavid. And then you can think about Lucas Raymond's caliber of style of player and how much he's going to get. If Lucas Raymond gets $7-8 million, I think that's a win for the Wings. If you go over $8 million, I think it's a little bit of an overpay. I mean, he's had some good years, but does he deserve to go up in the 9-10 range?
Right.
I don't think so.
I don't think so. Yeah. It's the ceiling that he's yet to hit.
You don't want to.
He's going to be looking for a bonanza.
Well, I think he probably thinks that after last year, how he ended with 30 goals, I think he's definitely thinking he might be into that next tier contract range. And I think you need one more year to solidify that. And that might be why both sides are so far off. And I think what Danny said, I think right around that $7.5 to $8 million range is about what I would pay him or what I would offer him. And if he says that both sides are still far off, then I don't really know what you would do in that situation. But I think they're going to try everything they can not to let him walk.
Yeah. All right. Well, we shall see.
Yep.
All right, we'll move on here. Michigan Wolverines. That was a snoozer, that first game. But
it was a snoozer and a nail biter.
The life at the end there, finally.
I'm not impressed with the line or the quarterback.
No.
What, Mike?
I was not impressed with their line or their quarterback.
No. Here's our captain.
However,
here.
They beat Texas. They win 10 games. They lose Texas. They win 9.
This is going to be a real.
Well, when did you pull the trigger and bench the kid for the other dude?
I don't like platooning. I don't like it.
Yeah. No. No, me either. That's what I'm saying. And you have to be consistent as a team. You need
the problem I have is that Davis Warren actually has probably more of an arm on him than Alex Orji. Alex Orji can scramble. He's more in the ground quarterback. And I think that's kind of what you need in certain situations. It depends, but like at the end of the day, you got to roll with one or the other. We saw it fail before with Cade McNamara and JJ McCarthy. Yeah. Cade walked, you benched him, and then JJ took over, and look what happened. So you got to make that move permanently. If it doesn't happen this week against Texas, especially if you lose, then it's not going to happen all year long. So I'm with Mike. If you beat Texas, I mean, I already said going into the year, you're 9-3 team. I think if you beat Texas, you might win 10. I still think you're 9-3. You're probably a 9-win team. But if you lose to Texas, you're probably going to be no more than 7 or 8. I mean, that's going to be
by Texas.
I don't think it's going to be a whooping, but I think that they are going to lose this game. Unfortunately, I do have Texas.
Take the spread with Texas. I'll just give you friendly advice, and I'm a Michigan fan.
Oh yeah,
the way they looked against Fresno State, the community college of Fresno State. And you're going to go against Texas, who won 35-0 to Colorado State.
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead. Play the spread for Michigan, but I'm telling you, don't do it.
I think 7.5 is the spread right now for Texas, and I would probably take Texas before I take Michigan. I think it's going to be somewhere. And the only thing that's going to keep Michigan in this game is probably the defense. The defense did look pretty stout, albeit later half of that fourth quarter. The score didn't reflect how close that game really was, but the defense kept them in it for 3.5 quarters. So I think you're going to be looking at a lower scoring game. I think it's going to be somewhere around 27-23, 27-20 Texas.
How about this kid, Zavada? Mike.
Yeah,
he's been good.
Great kicking.
You got Edwards back, and he's supposed to be your big playmaker, and he lays an egg against Fresno State. Not a good sign. Not a good sign at all. Edwards is supposed to be your guy now.
He looked so sluggish. He was so slow. He couldn't break no tackles. Couldn't break the hole.
No, I don't know what was going on with that. So the kicker, though, wow, Michigan getting lucky again. So he looked good the first game.
Those kicks could have been 5 or 10 yards longer, and he still would have made them.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I mean, you got guys like Mason Graham, Kenneth Grant, Will Johnson on defense. I mean, the defense, like I said, the defense has the potential to be top 10 in the nation, but without a solid offense like you had last year, I mean, they've dipped tremendously. If that first game has anything to show for it. Now, granted, there were a lot of teams that had some hiccups in week 1. Oregon was one of them. But, for the majority of it, I mean, look at what Texas did. They rolled over UConn 55-0. So, I mean, they didn't have no problems with their first game. And coming into, thank God this is at the big house. You will have home field advantage slightly, but I don't know. I really think that this is going to be a tough hill to climb for Michigan, and I'm gonna take Texas in this one.
Michael, we're not going to talk about the Pistons tonight, so you don't have to.
No.
That was not on the script.
Yeah. And unfortunately, they're not going to win every game this year for sure.
No.
That's a given. If they do, that'd be a miracle, I'll tell you.
Oh, yeah. Especially down in Columbus.
Yeah.
Yep.
So I want to throw something out there to you guys. So
Yeah.
Real talk here. I did not even know Michigan played. Want to know why? All the hype was on that documentary on Netflix.
I watched it.
I honestly didn't know Michigan started last weekend. Maybe it's just because I'm not like
there.
It came up quick.
Well, it's what you call a cupcake opener.
It was supposed to be a cupcake opener. It should have been.
Yeah, it was a nail biter.
But I did watch the documentary.
It didn't turn into a cupcake. Yeah.
Yeah. The documentary was fascinating. I will say it was interesting. I don't know if any of you guys have watched it yet, but it makes you think. It definitely makes you wonder, how much of the gray area that Connor Stallions was working in. I don't believe everything he says. But when they bring in the Ohio State masked Buckeye fan in there, he kind of made a whole joke of everything. And I don't know. It made it just seem a lot more hokey.
Cheesy.
But it was very cheesy bringing him in there because he was an outsider that they just kind of paid in there. But Connor Stallions, I think he worked within the gray area that he's given. But I also think that up until the very end of the documentary, I was believing most of what he said until Dave Portnoy outed him for being on the sideline for that Central Michigan game, and he kept denying it. Yeah, he was definitely doing some things on the side there, but it was an eye opener for sure.
Well, here's a guy I like right here, Loveland. I hope he has a great year.
Well, the line would block. God,
he will.
Yeah. He needs to, but if he doesn't have a quarterback with an arm.
Right, Derek, exactly.
And please quit platooning the quarterbacks. Like, oh, God, I hate it.
I still think he needs to be number one.
We'll touch on their new coach. What do you think, Spartans, this year? They pulled one out.
Yeah, they pulled one out all right. I mean, they had a slew of mistakes. They're lucky that they won that game. I mean, they were favored, I think, by 10 and a half in that game, and they beat them 16-10. I mean, they should have rolled over them, but I had way too much high expectations for old Sparty. And, now they got a team. They got Maryland coming in here right away who knocked over UConn 50-7. I mean,
they're going to Maryland.
And they're going to Maryland. They're on the road. I mean, they're going to probably get waffle stomped in this one. Give me Maryland in this one, like 44-13.
Yep. Okay. Take the Maryland spread.
It's going to be ugly.
We're giving the audience advice. We're giving the audience free money right now.
Yeah, this is all free money. House money.
Free money, guys.
Yep.
Well,
oh man,
they got a 4-game stretch in the middle of the season, which they're going to be hard pressed to win any game.
Yeah.
I think that with Jonathan Smith at head coach, I think he had a good first outing. I think there was definitely some mistakes that he has to overcome. But to get his first win in that fashion, I think it was all right. But I'm still saying the Spartans aren't going to win more than probably 4 or 5 games this year.
Yeah, I got a quick question, Derek.
Yeah.
Correct me if I'm wrong. I'm holding back laughter because we're live right now. Did you just say they Waffle House stomped them?
Waffle stomp. I should have added waffle stomp.
I thought I heard Waffle House stomp them.
Waffle stomp.
Waffle House.
You can add the Waffle House in there. I've never been to a Waffle House.
Oh my gosh, you are missing out in life, Derek.
I know.
I've never been to one either.
It's a grease hut. It's only available down south.
Oh my gosh, you guys have not lived.
Oh.
Waffle House is good.
There needs to be a Parton family gathing at the Toledo Waffle
there needs,
House.
there needs to be a Waffle House around here for sure for those nights after the bar. I think Steve and I would agree.
Yeah, something like that. We got a Ram's horn.
Yeah, we got Ram's horn. Not the same. Or IHOP.
No, not the same.
And IHOP isn't either.
No.
IHOP's trash.
All right, let's wrap it up with NASCAR.
Playoffs. Picking off.
I'll sit back and watch this.
There's your right there.
There's a Sweet 16.
Who's your favorite?
Well, I mean, it's hard to bet against Kyle Larson. I mean, Larson's been the most consistent driver all year. And, me and Danny both know from betting on him, he either wrecks or he wins. And there's no in between usually for Larson. I think he's definitely going to be a favorite. I think Tyler Reddick showed a lot of promise. I think he's going to be one. I wouldn't even call him a dark horse at this point. I think he's going to be a heavy favorite. I think as a dark horse, though, I'd probably have to go with a guy like William Byron. I think Byron's going to be probably a dark horse. I think you're going to see a Chevrolet, I think, win the championship this year. But I think, my final four would be probably Kyle Larson, Tyler Reddick, William Byron, and then you got to throw in Denny Hamlin because the guy always gets his way in there, but he always chokes in the final race. So no championship again this year. Sorry, Denny.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I'll make it later.
I think William Byron's going to be probably your winner. Like Derek said, I do really like the Chevys this year. It would be nice. I'm sorry, guys. It would be nice to see some rando like Austin Cindric or Daniel Suarez come out of the blue and win it. Just because.
How about Harrison Burton, man? Get that.
There you go.
Oh, man. Shouldn't even be there. I'm sorry. I'd like to see, I like the stories, but I talked about this with my boss at work, is that NASCAR's got to do something about these guys that are in the top. They're in the bottom 35 in points. Harrison Burton was 33rd in points when he won that race.
I know.
And he's got you got to have it to top 20 or top 25 to do the win and you're in thing. Yeah. Or what you could do is you could increase the amount of points for winning to like 50 or give them 100 points to win the race. So that way it's a full race. So a win still means something, but it'll at least give you more points in that case. It won't necessarily catapult you from like dead last in the standings to making the playoffs. I don't agree with how that's structured.
The top four.
Look at how funny this looks. If you look at Harrison Burton here on the screen, and everybody can see this live.
Yeah.
Harrison Burton, look at how many laps he's led compared to Kyle Larson.
Yeah.
That looks like someone racing at Flat Rock Speedway compared to like NASCAR.
Exactly.
Well, look at the top fives. Look at the top fives and top tens compared to the top 3 or 4 in the standings. I mean, there's no comparison.
By the way, let me tell you, they're resurfacing Flat Rock.
Oh, nice.
Good.
I didn't even hear about that.
Yeah, it was on Facebook today.
If I were to pick my first, let's just pick the first 4 out for the round of 16 into the round of 12. So my first 4 out would probably be Harrison Burton, Austin Cindric, Alex Bowman, Daniel Suarez. I think you're going to get Ty. I think Ty Gibbs and Truex are going to make it through, and Chase Briscoe.
I'm thrilled Wallace didn't make it.
Oh, same here. Always crying.
Always crying.
Always crying. And his boy MJ, all he could talk about was Bubba, missing out, and Tyler Reddick, his other guy, wins the regular season championship, doesn't even care.
What a jerk. All right, we're not going to talk about the Pistons, so we'll talk about start winning.
I mean, they're going to improve. I mean, they can only go up after last year. I don't think you can get much worse than last year, but I don't think that they're going to make the playoffs by any stretch of the imagination. But I think you might see another 5, 6, 7 wins out of them.
I mean, you can't get worse, as you said. You can't get worse.
Would they only win 13 games last year? 14?
The optimism is there for Detroit sports. It really is. Yeah. Besides the Detroit Pistons right now.
Besides the Pistons,
Finally. We see the horizon.
It is great to know that you're in September. You're in early September, and you have the Lions and the Tigers still playing meaningful baseball.
Yeah.
You haven't seen that since 2016 for the Tigers.
It's exciting times around here. Just maybe a wild card, and Lions are coming back.
Well, look, thanks, guys. Always great conversation with you guys. Great predictions. We're going to have you back on. We'll see how your predictions stack up.
Yeah.
Probably about another month or so, okay?
Yeah, well, I think once a month. I kind of like the update shows. Every month is good with us.
Yeah. All right. We will do it.
All right. See you guys. Have a good night.
All right.
Go Tigers, go Lions.
Go Tigers, go Lions.
Once again, contact Derek, Steve, and Dan. You go to their Facebook page at facebook.com/DD Sports Chat Live. All right. You ready, my friend?
I'm ready.
All right, let's do this. Let's get this out. We're going to get Mike in here and do community announcements.
Hey, it's time for some community announcements. Get Mike in here. Mike.
Be the day when I die.
All right, good job.
What you got?
First one.
Hogs Backyard Barbecue.
Yep.
Food truck and catering. You can contact them at 734-612-6690. They have good food.
Yeah, they do.
Great Farmhouse Museum, 6221 Merriman Road. Open Wednesdays and Saturdays from noon to 3. For event information, go to www.straightfarmhouse.org.
Yeah, they got a lot of stuff.
Carpet Cleaner, our guest next week, or 2 weeks.
Yep.
Dennis Diekman, 734-299-6496. Residential and commercial. He does carpet cleaning, tile and grout cleaning, upholstery cleaning. hardwood floor cleaning, etc. Angel Aids, Stephanie Peters offers a variety of services for the handicapped and the elderly, including transportation. You can contact her at 248-818-5334.
Yeah, if you know a senior that's looking for any of this help, contact Stephanie because she'll take care of them. Here's our
Notary Babe, Shannon Caffey. She was on tonight.
Yep.
Notary Babe, all your notary needs, call her at 734-469-8821. Robert Lee School of Dancing, Fort Road and Garden City.
Yep.
Zumba and whatever that is.
Zumba with Danny, yeah.
Oh, Zumba with Danny.
Yep.
Okay, get down, tone up. Thursdays starting August 22nd. That's already passed.
Yep.
Sign up at www.zuma/Danielle. Is that Fieldhauser.com?
Yeah, Fieldhauer.
Call her at 734-394-7346. The Zumba toning is $10 from 1 to 2, and the Zumba Gold is $7 from 12 to 12:45.
Yeah.
Penny Bingo, first and fourth Wednesday of every month at the Radcliffe Center, 1 o'clock to 2 o'clock. Bring lots of pennies because they're used as the markers. That's at the Garden City Senior Center in Radcliffe. Wayne County Veteran Services, every Tuesday and Thursday, 8:30 to 4:30. They can take care of all of your questions. Just call for the county for an appointment at 313-506-302.
Yeah.
And the American Legion Department of Foreign Affairs can take care of all your veteran benefits. They're available every Tuesday from 9 to 4. Just call Radcliffe to set up an appointment.
Yep. It's a good deal. You don't have to go downtown.
Right. Garden City's Chili Cook-Off Festival, Downtown Chili Cook-Off, will be this Saturday, September 7th. I'll be in Ann Arbor watching Michigan struggle against Texas. Open house starts at 10, from 10 to 3. The beer tent is open from 11 to 10. The chili tent from 12 to 4. Live music from 12 to 10. And the awards are presented at 4 o'clock. Michigan Secretary of State mobile office is coming to you. Downtown Garden City in the Chili Cook-Off, September 7th, 11 a.m. until 3 p.m.
Yeah, that's a good deal.
Yeah.
She's going to be one of the judges too, Secretary of State.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Public Works Department, Touch a Truck, Saturday, September 7th from 10 to 3 on the City Hall campus. Fire Department open house, Saturday, September 7th from 10 to 3. Lions Club is going to be there. They're going to be giving away coffee or cider and donuts and information about the Lions.
Also police. They got
the police has an open house that day too.
Yeah.
CCPD event schedule. September 7th is an open house.
Yeah.
Cram the Cruiser. DEA drug take back on October 26th. Cram the Cruisers on September 14th.
Yeah.
The open house is on September 7th. I can't read that one.
Beginner sewing.
Oh, wow.
Ages 14 and up, $25 per person. Learn basic techniques of a sewing machine guided by a knowledgeable instructor. Mondays starting September 9th through September 23rd, 5:30 to 6:30 at Radcliffe.
Thank you.
Yeah, that's kind of faded, that.
Yeah. Neighborhood Watch, second Tuesday of every month. So the next one will be on September 10th. And it's at 7 p.m. in the Garden City Police Department.
Yep.
Kids Floor Hockey League, ages 7 to 10, $30 per child. Tuesdays, September 10th through October 29th, 5 o'clock to 5:45 for 8 weeks. What else you want me to say?
This is a new one.
I'm sorry. This is for ages 11 to 14.
Yeah. Fake
$30 per child. It's going to be on Wednesdays from September 11th to October 20th, October 30th, 5 p.m. to 5:45 for 8 weeks.
Yep.
Youth dodgeball at the Radcliffe Center.
Yeah.
Ages 7 to 11.
Yep.
$30. September 11th to October
30th.
30th.
Yeah. 6:30 to 7:30.
Okay. The next coffee hour with Dennis Wagala is going to be on Saturday, or it's going to be on September 12th.
Mm-hmm.
You'll be on vacation. That's my wife's birthday.
Yeah.
It'll be at the Radcliffe Center, 5:30 to 6:30.
Big USO show.
Yeah.
Straight Farmhouse.
USO show at Straight Farmhouse. I
September.
can't read most of that fine print on this.
Oh, I'm sorry. It's not the Straight Farmhouse. It's the Radcliffe Community Center.
Okay.
Misspoke.
September 14th.
Yep. 1 o'clock.
Okay.
$10 tickets available at Straight Farmhouse Museum.
Community Shred Day, Saturday, September 14th, from 10 o'clock to 1 o'clock in the City Hall parking lot. Prescription drug disposal and home pantry food donations are also going to be available. Up to 5 paper grocery bags or cardboard banker boxes of paper will be accepted. You enter off Central Street from Ford Road, and you got to be in line by 12:45.
Yep. Drawing.
Oh yeah, well, I can read drawing.
Students will have fun learning the basic techniques of drawing over a 3-week session. Grades 1st and 3rd, Mondays 4:30 to 5:30. Grades 4th and 6th, Thursdays 4:30 to 5:30.
$30.
7th to 9th, Thursdays 5:45 to 6:45, and they all start September 19th and end October 3rd, except for the first one that ends 9:30 at Radcliffe. Whoops, don't want to skip that.
Oh yeah, Health and Wellness Expo.
Yeah,
It's a free event. It's going to be on Tuesday, September 17th from 10 o'clock to 1 o'clock at the Radcliffe Center. Vendors
okay.
that will be participating. There's a bunch of them.
A plethora.
A plethora. Thank you.
Yeah, that's going to be big over there.
Yes, it is. Lucky Squirrel, the last one of the season, September 21st.
Yeah.
150 vendors, arts, crafts, antiques, and more. The Lions are going to have a vision screening thing from Wayne County there.
Oh, cool.
For youth. It's going to be free. So
10 a.m. to 3 p.m. Yep.
okay, Garden City Senior Center presents a trip to the Toledo Zoo and Aquarium. September 25th from 9 o'clock to 6 p.m. Senior Discovery Days. Tickets are $30.
Yep.
You got to be at least 50 years old and up
Mm-hmm.
for that. Questions, please call 734-793. What is that? 1870?
Yes, sir. And that's from what? 9 to 4. Okay.
An Autumn Craft Festival. Music, food, trucks, crafts, tarot readings, magic show, fun for all ages. Oh boy.
Saturday, October 5th, 12 to 6.
Thank you.
The VFW post on 1055 Wayne Road. Cool.
Straight Farmhouse has a farmhouse food truck Oktoberfest. It's going to be from 12 to 8. It's going to be on October 12th.
Yep.
There'll be food, beer, music, vendors, and it's at Farmhouse at 6221 Merriman in Garden City. A used book sale, Garden City Public Library, is that?
Friends of the Library, yep.
Yeah. On October 14th, 15th, and 16th from 11 to 7. It's open to the general public, and on October 14th from 10 to 11, friends, members of the library only. You can get books by the bag.
Yep.
Happy 10th anniversary to Garden City GCBA.
Yep.
Come and celebrate with us on October
16th.
16th.
Yep. From 6 to 8 at the Radcliffe Center.
Okay.
And that's all I got. I did want to mention real quick that Mrs. Chat started a bunco club over at Radcliffe. And
Bunco?
Wednesday they had 8 people over there playing bunco, and now they've opened it up to the entire public. I think she's up to like, I don't know, 18, 16 people now.
Oh, God, that's good.
It's going to be the first Wednesday of every month at 2:00. So if you want to play bunco, learn bunco, contact Mrs. Chad at 734-788-1319.
Okay, I got some stuff from the marketplace.
Oh, also, I won't be at the Commission on Aging, so you can mark me absent, okay?
Tomorrow or next week?
Yeah, next week I'll be on vacation.
Yeah. Okay.
Thank you.
I had it posted for a week late, so Sharon was supposed to email everybody to let them know that it's going to be on the 11th, not the 18th.
Okay. All right.
I got some stuff from Marketplace.
Got a couple there?
Yeah, St. Thomas the Apostle Family Festival from September 13th and 15th.
Yeah, get your September Marketplace.
There's going to be lots of stuff available. Spaghetti dinner, pork chop dinner, Polish dinner, outdoor food booths, crafts, music, big sale, unique crafts, a deli booth, jewelry booth, bottle of cheer booth, custom car show, bingo, 50-50 drawings. It's going to be a big deal as usual.
Yeah, they do a huge, huge business there.
Let's see what else is there. You already mentioned Chili Cook-Off and Lucky Squirrel. Oh, the Garden Club has their next meeting on September 17th at 7 p.m. at the Straight Farmhouse.
Yeah. That's a good one.
You can meet with council members Caratolas and Gould, and is that September 5th? That's already over.
Yeah, that was today.
Yeah.
Over.
Preschool playtime at the Radcliffe Center, Monday mornings from 9:30 to 11 for ages 1 through 4, $3 drop-in.
Yeah.
And let's see what else we got. Timothy Lutheran Church on September 8th is having a rally day at 12 p.m. Outdoor fun and picnic, games, food, potluck. If you like, please RSVP Kid Nitwits from September 11th and 25th, 1 p.m. Cat Lovers Unite on September 14th at 4 p.m. Dog Lovers Grandstand on September 28th at 4 p.m. I think that's about it. Oh, acrylic painting at the Garden City Senior Center.
Oh, okay.
First and second Friday of every month, September 6th and 13th, 1 o'clock at the Radcliffe Center.
All right. Sounds good. A lot of stuff going on this fall.
Yes, there is.
All right. What?
And Michigan's playing a few football games this month.
Yeah, they are. Exactly. Go blue.
5 games in a row at home. Wow.
Wow. All right, moving on. The next city council meeting is going to be Monday, September the 9th, 7 p.m. in the council chambers located at 6000 Middle Belt Road. These meetings are a good way for you to get involved, voice any concerns you may have as well. And with that said, Mike, I think we're ready to call this a podcast.
Podcast.
I know the boys, they went long, that's for sure.
They usually do. It's a lot of stuff to talk about, even if you ignore the Pistons.
I know. Big thanks to our guests, DSD Sports Chat, Derek, Steve, and Dan. Visit their Facebook page at facebook.com/DD Sports Chat Live, DD Sports Chat Live. Also, a big thank you to my fantastic co-host, meteorologist Dr. Tom Iwinski, and Mike Jones. Great job as always. Any thing before we go? Any last comments?
Oh, my typical last comment: get vaccinated.
Yeah, they said the new booster's available now, I guess.
Yeah.
So you're going to want to get your COVID booster, your flu shot, your.
They're still going to have those at Walgreens?
Yeah, Walgreens. Yep.
At Middlebelt and Warren?
Yep. Also, a huge shout out and thank you to each and every one of you for sharing part of your time tonight. And every week we are celebrating 14 years on the air, and we owed it all to you. Thank you. Remember, this show will be available right after we sign off tonight on Facebook. Catch it over on our Facebook page at facebook.com/GCChat at your convenience, especially if you tuned in late tonight. And feel free to share that with your friends as well. Also, catch us on our YouTube channel. Just search for the Garden City Community Chat Show. And you'll find not only this show, but all our past shows as well. Just click on the live tab. And please subscribe to the channel by clicking on the subscribe button. We would appreciate that. And as always, at the end of our shows, we like to thank all the healthcare workers, first responders, police and fire, everyone on the front lines who serve and protect us every day. We can't thank you enough. Be safe. And we want you to know that you and your families are in our thoughts and prayers every day. And whenever you see any of these heroes, please let them know how much you appreciate them. Remember, the success of a community depends on the community, so please support your local businesses. And don't hesitate, like I said, and Mike said, vaccinate. And Mike, if you see something,
say something.
Exactly. We need to look out for one another out there. For all your weather information, be sure to head on over to drtomsweather.com. It's got a great user-friendly website over there. So we hope you enjoyed the show. Thanks for listening. Let me see if we got any comments in there. Annette, yep. Good night. Good night, Michael. Good night, Annette. Thank you all. Good night, Dan. Appreciate it. You guys are awesome. If you would like to contact any of us here at the chat, please email us at gccommunitychat@gmail.com. We like to hear from our listeners. Let us know how we're doing and what you'd like to see more of. Remember, we'll be off next week, but we'll be back on September 19th with our guests, Dennis Dykman and Erica Deshawn from Erica's Custom Coasters, and Dennis is the carpet cleaner. So until then, follow us on Facebook at facebook.com/GCChat and on YouTube. Just search for us. Everyone have a fantastic rest of your week. Enjoy the weather and good night. Mike, take care, bud.
Yeah, you too, Kerry.
All right. We'll see you.
In 2 weeks.
All right. Take care.